Loot. Rudyard Kipling. If you've ever stole a pheasant egg behind the keeper's back, if you've ever snigged the wash-in from the line, if you've ever crammed a gander in your bloomin' haversack, you will understand this little song o' mine. But the service rules are hard, and from such we are debarred, for the same with English morals does not suit. Cornet, toot, toot. Why, they call a man a robber if he stuffs his merchant clobber with the chorus. Loo, loo, lulu, lulu, loo, loo, loot, loot, loot. Oh, the loot. Bloomin' loot. That's the thing to make the boys get up and shoot. It's the same with dogs and men, if you'd make 'em come again, clap 'em forward with the loo. Loo, lulu, loot. Whoopee. Tear 'em, puppy. Loo, loo, lulu, loot, loot, loot. If you've knocked a nigger edgeways when he's thrustin' for your life, you must leave him very careful where he fell. And may thank your stars and gators if you didn't feel his knife that you ain't told off to bury him as well. Then the sweatin' Tommies wonder as they spade the beggars under why lootin' should be entered as a crime. So if my song you leer, I will learn you plain and clear to pay yourself for fightin' overtime. Chorus with the loot. Now remember when you're acting round a gilded Burma god that his eyes is very often precious stones. And if you treat a nigger to a dose o' cleanine rod, he's like to show you everything he owns. When he won't perdo us no more, pour some water on the floor where you ear it and solo to the boot. Cornet, toot, toot. When the ground begins to sink, shove your bayonet down the chink, and you're sure to touch the chorus. Loo, loo, lulu, loot, loot, loot. Oh, the loot. When from mouse to Alsey runting, you must always work in pairs, it halves the gain, but safer you will find, for a single man gets bottled on them twisty-wisty stairs, and a woman comes and clobs him from behind. When you've turned 'em inside out, and it seems beyond a doubt as if there weren't enough to dust a flute. Cornet, toot, toot. Before you sling your hook at the house tops, take a look, for it's underneath the tiles they hide the loot. Chorus. Oh, the loot. You can mostly square a sergeant and a quartermaster too, if you only take the proper way to go. I could never keep my pickin's, but I've learned you all I knew, and don't you never say I told you so. And now I'll bid goodbye, for I'm gettin' rather dry, and I see another tunin' up to toot. Cornet, toot, toot. So, airs good luck to those that wears the widow's clothes. And the devil send 'em all they want o' loot. Chorus. Yes, the loot, bloomin' loot. In the tunic and the mess tin and the boot. It's the same with dogs and men, if you'd make 'em come again. Whoop 'em forward with the loo. Loo, lulu, loot, loot, loot. Here. Sick 'em, puppy. Loo, loo, lulu, loot, loot, loot.